up, War Report family? We are back live here from SEC Media Days, and I have the esteemed privilege to sit here and talk to the man running the College Football Playoff Committee, Executive Director Rich Clark. Thank you so much for joining me, sir.
No, you're the man. I'm just here in your world.
Hey,
and
listen. You have the esteemed privilege to run an organization that is responsible for putting together now a 12-team playoff. Talk to me a little bit about kind of the transition. Formerly, you just retired from the Air Force, right? The transition over into this world and leading this organization.
Well, it's been great. It's only been 5 weeks.
Right.
I retired, but 8 months ago, I got approached by a search firm, and they asked me if I wanted to put my name in the hat for this job. There was a series of interviews I went through, and I got hired, so very blessed. I got to sit in on some of the selection committee meetings last year, some of the management committee with the commissioners, just to learn and get my feet up under me. So I'm not completely new, but I was able to learn from Bill Hancock, who is my predecessor. He's the founder, really, of the CFP. So I got to spend time with him and really understand a little bit about what I was getting into, but there's nothing like actually getting into it. And so now that I'm here, I am very fortunate to have a great team at CFP that's helping me to learn and just move forward so that we can have a spectacular 12-team playoff. So it's going to be great.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. It opens the door for a lot of other teams to get involved in the postseason action in a very different way. How do you all kind of juxtapose what's happening right now with the playoff picture with the traditional bowl structure? Like, I know you're incorporating those bowl games, but does it feel like maybe it lessens the importance of some of those bowl games in your mind?
So I think that the bowls that are involved in the football playoff, their level of importance is going to raise, right? They're going to hold the quarterfinals and the semifinals. The other bowl games, though, I think are still a part of college football fabric, right? They bring the richness, the tradition. So I'm hopeful that all of our bowl games remain important, but I know that the New Year's Six bowls that are going to host our games are going to be critical. So I'm looking forward to how the season goes. We'll be able to execute this year, and then really at the end of the year, take a look back and see how it went. What kind of adjustments do we need to make? What kind of changes, if any, need to happen? And looking at our bowls and the success of them will be a part of that.
So listen, military background, so I know the logistics portion is something that you're going to be able to help out.
Yes.
Talk about, I mean, you haven't done it yet, right?
Right,
so you don't
right.
really know, but the logistics of trying to pull off the college football playoff stuff at the home stadium,
right?
Like, what are the biggest things that you all are trying to figure out with all of that stuff logistically?
Yeah, that's a great question. So those games for us, it's the newest, probably the newest element of the new playoff format. And it's important that we are already engaging with those campuses. So 134 FBS campuses that are potential sites for a first round playoff. We're already talking to them, making sure that they understand what the expectations are. So, anything from hotels to practice fields, just so that they understand, so that it's not a surprise, because it could be any of them. Then when the time comes, as the season progresses, the field's going to get narrowed. And then we'll start focusing more on the schools that remain in the field and make sure that we give them any help they need, any advice, whatever we can do to make them successful. And then when it happens, we're going to have people on the ground with them to help them to do it. So there's a lot that's going to go into it, but those campus games are going to be amazing. It's going to be electric, Yeah. So, but the logistics is the part of it. And then there's the things and then there's the things you don't know, like weather, like, any water goes out in a stadium. There's all kinds of things that can happen. We just have to be ready to roll with it, like any game. The big difference is the home games that those campuses have already, they have 6 or 8 months to get ready for them. The campus games that we're going to have in the playoff, they're going to have 2 weeks. So they have to do some forward thinking and just to be ready. But I think we're going to get there, and the schools are anxious. They want to be ready, and if it happens, they will be.
So I know Big 12 media days is already
Yes.
haven't gone to Big 10 media days yet, but What has this kind of media days experience been like for you? I imagine that's very different from your previous career, and you might have had to talk to media, but this is different, right? So what has that experience been like?
Yeah, it's been great. I would say the big difference is on these media days, all the media is here in one place, and it's almost like it's almost like the gauntlet. You go through and you get to talk to a lot of people. But the interesting thing is everybody has a little bit of a different slant, a little bit different in the way they ask questions, the kind of things that concern them. Some of it's based on their community, some of it's based on the team that you're supporting. But it's really interesting and hopeful to me to understand what's on people like yourself, the experts, what's on your mind. What concerns you ought to also concern me.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it, and it's a great opportunity, especially this early in my tour, to understand what people are thinking about.
Yeah, right now the only thing that's concerned to me is Auburn going to win enough to be a part of the consideration at the end of the year. And that's what we're hopeful for.
Right.
But yeah, that's really it, man. I appreciate you taking a little bit of time to talk to us, and I'm looking forward to this first season of it. I'm looking forward to maybe talking with you after you've had a chance to go through the entire process, and we come back and we reevaluate those things. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to talk with you again.
For sure, any day, Ike. I appreciate your time, and good luck to Auburn.
Yeah, appreciate it very much.
All right,
That's
thank
it.
you.
All right, we're going to get out of here again live from Media Days. If you love this content, go ahead and like and subscribe on the channel, and make sure that you follow what we've got going on right here at the War Report. Until the next time, and as always, War Eagle.